recently more full body stuff, just to change it up. And I feel like recovery is a lot better. And I feel like I can go harder and come back the next day and do it again. Whereas, a full leg day is taking me, more time now to recover. So it's like, I'd rather be able to do it again the next day rather than having, to wait another week to do it again. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's really cool. So do you find that with the full body, because you said you kind of come back the next day, how do you do that so it makes sense as far as recovery goes? Because are you hitting like the same exercises? I'm sure you're tapping into the same muscles, at least indirectly. There's overlap, right, with certain movements. But
Sure, 1000%. So I broke it up. I have a nice, actually, I think 5-day full body program. One major upper body, one major lower body, and then like some kind of transverse, exercise or core exercise to be like the third filler. And then I'll throw some kind of arm movement in there. So it's basically four major exercises. And then I always do like a warm up and some kind of mobility drill before that, assuming I have enough time. But then I'll just repeat. So let's just say, squats, overhead press, dumbbell pullovers, and maybe a bicep curl on day one. Next day would be deadlifts, pull-ups, bent over rear fly, maybe tricep push downs. Third day, dips, bent over row, and maybe a lunge. So there's you got your hinges, right? You got your deadlift, you got your stiff leg. There's so many different deadlifts you can do, right? Deadlift, RDLs, you can do conventional, and like, I don't know. I think it was easier thinking about it because I watched. Who did I watch? Who's that young cat? Jeff Nippert.
Jeff Nippert, yeah.
He did I watched one of his YouTube videos. He's brilliant, by the way. I watched one of his full body YouTube videos, and I was like, damn, it seems like it's like, how do you do a full body every day? But when I broke it down into like, okay, it can be done pretty easily, actually, if you have your major upper body movements, your major lower body movements, and then you throw some, like hip thrust or a glute drive in there, and you throw some transverse stuff in there. I mean, like it can be done. And again, 5 to 6 sets per exercise, and you're done. There's no like, forced reps, or there's no,
That's what I was going to ask you. That's what I was going to ask you. I'm sure you're staying pretty far from failure for the most part, or recovery might be a little hard, right? Because I don't know about you, but if I'm taking things as far as effort goes, close to failure, like true failure, or trying to do the whole forced reps thing, which I don't really do anymore. I used to when I was a kid. I'm sure you've tapped into those workouts. Yeah, like next day it's like, no, man, I can't. There's no upper. Like if I hit upper, I'm not doing upper again the next day if I'm going that hard. But how are you modulating the effort for the most part?
It's good, man. I would say 80-85% of max. I know the RPE scale. Like I'm probably at like an 8.5. So okay. I go pretty close, but I leave a few in the tank. Again, I'm not here to, to break any records or yes. I'm not going to build any more muscle. And some people may disagree with me, but at 44, I've been doing this for, 30 years. I'm not going to build any muscle right now. Unless I go on some serious stuff, I'm not going to build it. So every time I diet down, I always end up down to about 185, 182. So the extra, effort in the gym, my ego may like it, but it's not going to get me any further. It's not going to nudge that needle up that much further where it's worth it. Does that make sense?
I don't know about you, but for me, there's always like a routine that seems to just work really well for scheduling, for just recovery. You see progress, sustainable, like just a bunch of factors that it's like, man, I think this is one of my more productive routines if we're talking.